But Lincoln had caught the eye of one of Springfield's most sought-after socialites. Ambitious, high-strung Mary Todd, 21 years old from a wealthy Kentucky family, had come to Springfield to stay with her sister. Mary had said she intended to marry a man who would one day be president, and she set out to woo Lincoln.
Anybody who was watching what was going on in Springfield in those years knew that this was a fellow who was going to make a name for himself in some way, and Mary was attracted to that.
There's a wonderful story of Lincoln visiting her, unable to speak a word, with his jaw simply hanging slack, while Mary chattered away about everything. She was a wonderful mimic. She was a great gossip. She talked about politics. She could quote Shakespeare and the Bible and the poets.
They were soon engaged. But then Lincoln began to get cold feet about marriage, saying he feared it might be something indescribably horrible. His nerves snapped. He called off the engagement, and he fell into a deep depression. His friends removed razors from his room for fear he would kill himself. It was not until his friend Joshua Speed married and reported himself happy that Lincoln reconsidered betrothal. After 18 months apart, friends brought Lincoln and Mary Todd back together.
A recent historian has argued that she inveigled him into bed, and that on the next day, he was so guilt-stricken about having sex outside of marriage that he said, "We've got to get married right away." And there's no hard evidence for that, but it is striking that they did get married on one day's notice. Now, she was living with her sister, who was a member of the most exalted Springfield aristocracy. And she gave her other sisters big weddings with elaborate parties and all that, but not Mary. Mary was married on one day's notice.
Her sister Elizabeth complained that even a free Negro would give her family time to bake a ginger cake. And Lincoln's best man said the groom looked like he was going to the slaughter. Lincoln was 33 when he became a husband in November 1842. And he became a father a little less than 9 months later, when Robert Lincoln was born. It was the start of a Lincoln family life that would be marked by tragedy.